What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are at Sioux Falls Regional Airport for the 43rd airport update for the month of September 2023. More exciting news with the parking garage. We'll talk more about that here once we're done checking out the aircraft at the terminal, and we do have some other exciting news to talk about as well, just like with all the past Sioux Falls airport updates. I swear, it's just month after month after month, we've always got something to talk about. But starting off here at gate number 1, we have this Frontier Airbus A321. Good to use this once again. This aircraft arrived in from Denver as flight 442 at 8:19 a.m. ahead of a scheduled 8:26 a.m. arrival. So Frontier is still sending in a mix of the A320neo, A321, and also the A321neo. And for Saturday, September 2nd, which is the day after I'm recording this video, they are sending in another A321neo, so that's awesome. So love to see that effort from Frontier, and it looks like that's going to stay the norm for at least the foreseeable future, so that's awesome. Hopefully we'll get more A321neos, and one of these days I will go out to the airport to catch them, but as you can tell from that flight, they do arrive pretty early in the morning, so I have to start my mornings pretty early, and I'm not usually one to rise up early in the mornings on the weekends. Got a pair of aircraft at Gate 5. I put this here since I wanted to represent two different services on the ground, since this does happen in Sioux Falls in real life, as I did have this happen actually when I was flying to Dallas for Airliners International. So kind of an interesting sequence of events there, but nevertheless this is something that does indeed happen. So we'll start off over here at what is Gate 5B with this American Eagle CRJ-200. This aircraft arrived in from Chicago O'Hara's Flight 6256, operated by Air Wisconsin. This arrived in at 6:26 p.m., delayed from a 5:26 p.m. scheduled arrival, so a delay of exactly 60 minutes. Air Wisconsin continuing to send in the CRJs, at least for the next couple of months. I'll go ahead and pop up the pass rider schedule as to how long that the CRJs will stay on this service from Chicago. So kind of cool that we're still getting them, and we have gotten the retro livery, of course, on a handful of occasions, and I did see that Gemini Jets has released that in 1 to 400 scale, so yes, I will be ordering that hopefully soon. I'm not going to sit around and wait too long for that. And of course, you know, speaking of Gemini Jets releases, we finally are getting very, very close to that Delta E-175 being released, as Gemini has announced that as a future release, so of course I will be ordering that. So very happy that Gemini Jets did that, as Todd stayed true to his word that was reported at Airliners International. So looking forward to that release, and hopefully you'll be seeing that in a future Sioux Falls Airport update very soon. At Gate 5A, we have this American Airbus A319 coming in on a service from Dallas-Fort Worth as Flight 855 at 9:32 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 9:45 p.m. arrival. I did talk a little bit about this in the last couple Sioux Falls Airport videos that I did, both the 42nd update for August and also that future VFSD video, where I did put a little text caption. But American mainline from Dallas is now year-round, which is the best call that they could have made, because on the 2 flights that I took, as I've talked about before, it was basically sold out. So I could not see them justifying the need to go back to a CRJ 700 on the DFW service if it's selling out with the 319s. So kind of surprised we haven't gotten an upgrade on the main line yet, whether it be a 320 or a 321. Though they did schedule a 321 a while ago, not long after they started the mainline service, but that was switched back to a 319. So we'll see if we do get an actual upgrade in the main line soon to a 320, or perhaps something a little bigger even. Charlotte is still going to end on November 4th, but I imagine this is going to change, because I don't see... It just doesn't make sense to me that they would only do that service for 2 months and then discontinue it right then and there, with the Saturday CRJ service, and then obviously mainline on the rest of the week. So hopefully we will see that Charlotte service get extended, even if it's just a CRJ 900. Parked at Gate 6, we have this United 737-700. Very happy to be using this aircraft once again, as United's inconsistent mainline strikes again. This aircraft arrived in from Chicago O'Hara's Flight 2227 at 9:07 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 9:32 p.m. arrival. So still seeing a big mix of United mainline here with the 737-700s, 737-900s, 800s, A319s, A320s. So they're sending a little bit of everything that they got in their mainline fleet. The only thing we haven't really got in a while, actually, are the Maxes. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen them come around, but maybe they'll return here in the winter. So I'll have to check Pass Rider again, see if the Maxes will appear on the schedule at some point. But I assume in the long term we will see them more often. So looking forward to that. Our last aircraft at the terminal here at Gate 4, we have this Delta Airbus A320. This aircraft arrived in on a service from Minneapolis as flight 2359 at 12:23 a.m. had to be scheduled 12:42 a.m. arrival. So this is part of the bank of flights from August 31st, so that's why you do see that basically midnight arrival. I do have some exciting news for Delta Mainline, as we're going to have a bit of a change in the aircraft. So instead of seeing the Airbuses, we're going to be seeing the 717s. They are officially making a return in December from both Atlanta and Minneapolis. So very much looking forward to that, and I may have to buy a second 717 now just because of that. So obviously with me having that extra 717, or the one that I have already, this will be very crucial again for Sioux Falls for that time span, but just looks like it's going to be for a few weeks, so we'll go back to an Airbus A319 here after that short window. But nevertheless, looking forward to using the 717 in a Sioux Falls airport update again. This has been about 2 years now. I think 2021 was the last time that I remember using that, and ever since then, it's just been Airbus A319s, A320s, occasional 321. Kind of surprised we haven't seen the 737-800s, because I remember there was a time when we used to get those. But it's been a long time since we've seen those. Alright, and now we move on to the parking garage update segment. Quite a lot of exciting news with the parking garage, as I do have some new photos that I want to share. So, went out to the airport as I was making my way back home from college after my first 3 weeks up there, actually. And I took some beautiful photos of the construction as it's moving along really nicely. So, looks like all 4 levels are poured. Skyway entrance still kind of being constructed. I didn't really pay attention too much to that, as I was really focused on the garage itself, the parking structure. But yeah, it looks like everything's going along really nicely, and I would assume that they are still on track to have everything enclosed by November. And I've also pushed up the opening date a little bit. I remember it used to be around October or so, but according to an article from Kelland News that I read, it looks like it's going to be September now when that opens. So hopefully as we get closer to fall of next year, we will have an exact date as to when that parking garage opens. And when I do get that information, I will be sure to report that in the next applicable Sioux Falls Airport update. Let's go and check out a few other aircraft roaming around the airport. We've got quite a bit of variety here. We've got a new model as well, so let's go ahead and get into it. Taxiing out from Gate 1, going to be heading out to Phoenix Mesa today. We have this Allegiant Airbus A320. This aircraft departed at 1:53 p.m., a bit behind a 1:39 p.m. scheduled departure time, so just a 14-minute delay here. With the summer season officially over, Allegiant has cut a lot of their services out of Sioux Falls, at least for September. The only 3 flights that we have on Allegiant now, or the 3 routes I should say, would be Las Vegas, Phoenix Mesa, and Nashville. So Nashville's operating on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, so a 4 times weekly service, at least for September, according to the monthly flight schedule, which I'll link in the description if you want to go check that out too, as the Sioux Falls Regional Airport's got a really nice page where they have the monthly flight schedules listed. So very helpful information to take a look at, and kind of cool to see that they do keep track of that stuff, so pretty cool. Next up, we have this American Airbus E319 with sharklets on our other mainline service to Dallas. This is going to be departing as flight 2872, departing at 2:14 p.m., delayed from a 1:30 p.m. scheduled arrival, so a 44-minute departure delay for this aircraft. Kind of nice to see that we are getting the sharklet aircraft pretty often. It seems like that they'll send at least one sharklet A319 a day, which is really cool. So very nice that I made this pickup here at the Airliners International Convention. So been a very helpful acquisition. And of course, this is now the first time, I believe, that I've had both the American mainline services on the ground at the same time, which realistically would not happen, but for the sake of the update, that's what I've done here. So this is the flight 2872, and then this is what is now flight 855. This is the flight that arrives pretty late at night. So that is what we have there for the mainlines. Always nice to get a visit from one of these with the SkyWest CRJ 700. Going to be heading out to Phoenix Sky Harbor as flight 4844. This departed at 2:45 p.m., a bit behind a 2:23 p.m. scheduled departure time, so just a 22-minute delay here. New model alert for this Sioux Falls Airport update. Right here I have this Alpine Air Beechcraft 1900D. I'm very happy that I finally have this in my collection. I've been eyeing to get one of these for quite a while, and only just a couple weeks ago did I finally pull the trigger on that. I probably should have done this a while ago, to be completely honest with you, but better late than never. So this aircraft's going to be heading out to Rapid City as flight 1603. This departed at 6:35 a.m., a bit behind a 6:30 a.m. scheduled departure time, so only a 5-minute delay here. So the best out of all of the roaming aircraft that we've had in this update. That's all the aircraft that are departing. We got one more, and then that will round things out. The last aircraft in this update, we have this FedEx 757-200 coming in from Kansas City as flight 1762. So another one of those random FedEx flights that likes to come in from time to time. UPS does this as well. They actually have, I think, an A300 right now up to Fargo, North Dakota, which is interesting. So every now and then we do get those types of cargo flights. But this aircraft arrived in at 11:24 a.m., delayed from a 10:57 a.m. scheduled arrival time, so a delay of about 27 minutes, if my math is correct on that. Now wrap things up here in Sioux Falls, the 43rd airport update. So loving the fact that the parking garage is coming along really nicely, as I talked about. Again, I'll show some more of those photos here, any photos that I did not show during the initial segment. I'll go ahead and pop those up here as I kind of ramble on here. So again, as I said, that looks like it's going to be completed by next year, which is awesome. I'm very much looking forward to its opening, and hopefully I'll get to use it as well at one point or another, since I'm going to be trying to plan out some trips myself here, some day trips and even some longer trips in long term, so in the next few years or so, hopefully I'll be able to embark on some pretty cool adventures, since that's what I've been wanting to do for quite a while. And yeah, I don't really have too much else to talk about, but as I mentioned as well, the Delta E175 1:400 scale, finally, it is happening, and it will certainly be used in a Sioux Falls Airport update in the future. As of right now, it looks like they're going to be alternating between the CRJ 900 and the E175 on the Minneapolis service with the main line. So looking forward to that, and hopefully we'll be seeing that Delta E175 sooner rather than later. So, with that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.